After a week of warnings, we're running out of ways to tell you this is going to be real cold. Frigid temperatures across Colorado through the weekend and into early next week. With that Arctic air now here, Denver has extended its severe weather shelter dates. Those sites around the city will now stay open through the end of the month. Main concern tonight, the roads. After a warm start to the day, we're now seeing freezing temperatures and snow and concerned that things could really ice over out there. Let's bring in meteorologist Kathy Sabin. What are we seeing?
Happy Friday. The polar plunge is upon us. The cold air coming in with a cold front around lunchtime. We topped out in the lower 50s. We've dropped 30 degrees and the snow has really picked up in the last 2 hours, starting to accumulate on the roads, the side streets and the sidewalks. Wind chill becoming an issue as well. We are now down to 18 in Denver. The wind chill at 5 above zero, and it will go colder as the coldest air has yet to arrive. Radar filling in now. We're seeing some moderate snow shower activity from Cheyenne, Fort Collins, Denver down to Colorado Springs. Heavier snow bands will continue late into the night. Travel will become increasingly difficult with the temperature drop, the winds out of the northeast, and the snow on the ground. It's going to be exceptionally cold when you step out tomorrow morning. We remain under a winter weather advisory until Saturday at 5 o'clock. We're looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow total for the metro area, and that's just one piece of the puzzle. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures are going to plummet and they're going below zero. For over 100 hours, we're already about 5.5 to 6 hours below freezing. The lowest temperature, we're looking at -10, the lowest wind chill -30, and again, snow 3 to 6 inches. So we have our Colton Chavez out in Adams County. How are conditions out where you are?
Kathy, it's cold and it's snowing. And it's been like this for quite some time. Like you said, we've been giving people over a week. And go ahead and take a look. We're on I-25 South right now. We just passed the Grizzly Rose if you kind of want to get a locator for where we're at. But snow has been sticking to the ground and coming down like this, I would say, for the past hour and a half to the last 2 hours. Earlier in the day, snow was coming down, but it wasn't sticking. But that has completely changed. As you can see, right now, if you're on I-25 South, I don't believe that we're actually in physical lanes. I think everybody's just kind of making their own as they drive. And if you want to kind of get an indicator for how fast everybody's traveling, we're going 26 miles per hour right now on I-25 South. So that's a good sign because, as you just heard Kathy talk about, it's going to get wet, it's going to get frozen, and then you're going to start to see a lot of cars start to slip around. So if you can stay home, I advise that you do. One other good thing that we've been seeing out here, along with people driving slower, is we've also seen a lot of these trucks, these plow trucks. Actually, look at that. One right here over the overpass kind of going over the top of us right now, and they've continued to be out here this entire time trying to make sure that these roads get shoveled out as best that they can. But as you can see, this snow just continues to come down. So like we've been telling people for the last week, and we've been telling people all night, stay home, stay safe. It's going to be cold, and stay warm. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks. Up north, more of the same. Snow's fallen in Fort Collins as that system moved down through Wyoming before it got into Colorado. So let's check in with our northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert, who's been out keeping an eye on road conditions since mid-afternoon. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, I gotta say I'm glad I'm inside the car because the snow is still really coming down. I'm gonna flip the camera around and you can see roads are covered. Main roads, side roads, they are still really covered right now. There are spots that are slick. I am seeing plows out, but it's just hard to battle the snow as it keeps coming down. And we're gonna show you a video from earlier tonight that we shot in the Old Town area of Fort Collins. The snow here started around 6 and then it just picked up after that. And we actually ran into a group. They decided to ice skate and all this. They said they're in town from South Dakota for a volleyball tournament. And that team, they had some different opinions about tonight's snow and just the weekend weather.
Well, I kind of would rather get stuck here.
Yeah.
Instead of go home.
I'm kind of nervous because my dad and my sister are coming on a flight later today, so hopefully their flight gets out.
And you know, this is actually just a pretty big deal for northern Colorado, Fort Collins. This is our biggest snowfall we've had so far this season. So again, it's just a good reminder to try to stay inside if you can, stay warm. If you do have to go out, please be careful, drive safe. Up here, roads are definitely slick right now. Back to you guys. Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Thank you, Amanda, and your very loud wipers. Doctors at UC Health say they expect to see more patients come in with cold-related injuries over the weekend, and potentially worse. A recent study published by the Journal of the American Medical Association showed that cold-related deaths have gone up in recent years. Researchers looked at data from the CDC and found that the number of deaths related to cold weather were more than doubled between 1999 and 2022. The study also found that cold-related death rates were highest among minority populations, people 75 and older. Researchers at UC Health say they believe the death numbers have grown because people are not so used to the extreme winter weather, which impacts how their body responds.
Especially living in Colorado, we're so accustomed to these amazing, temperatures and being outside in the sun that normally we can tolerate being out in the cold when the sun's out. But with these temperatures, it won't really happen. So a lot of people are unprepared for what they're exposed to.
Researchers say they hope this new data lead to more warming centers and indoor heating options for some of the most vulnerable. So doctors will tell you frostbite can set in within minutes, and there's a guy in Denver who knows that danger all too well. He nearly lost his toes in a walk home from the bars on a frigid night in 2016. Alex Grimes got separated from his friends after a night out and decided to walk to his brother's house in Fort Collins. He was wearing canvas shoes that night and ended up with frostbite on both his feet so bad he had to go to the hospital. Grimes said it was terribly painful, and he's hoping that sharing his story will convince others to wear proper gear and limit their time outdoors in the extreme cold.
I think it kind of has a stigma around it that it only happens to people that are like backcountry skiing or hiking or enjoying the outdoors and mountains, but I mean, it happens quickly. I think they say it can happen as quick as 15-20 minutes. So if you're just going outside just for a few, even to run errands or whatever, I'd make sure to bundle up when we have these types of temperatures.
Grimes now collects warm clothing for people in need. If you're going to be outside, the usual warnings are the same as always, right? Dress in layers, stay dry, don't let yourself get wet, take breaks indoors. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Colorado Holiday Commission says its 2025 parade is being pushed back a bit. It will now start at 10:30 Monday morning due to the cold. Organizers are going to shorten the program at City Park, and events at Civic Center Park, including the annual bike ride, are now off to limit the time that people are outside in the cold. There will be warming shelters along the route, 2 on East Colfax, 1 off West Colfax, and 1 off North Gaylord. There will be warm drinks being handed out at City Park on Monday morning, and hand warmers will be available while supplies last. The Denver Zoo says it's going to be closed tomorrow because of the cold. Keepers say most of the animals are going to be inside anyway. And we are receiving more closures coming in for the next few days. You can find an updated list of what will not be open in the cold at 9news.com/closings. So the temperatures are no doubt going to reveal what parts of our homes are too drafty. At least you'll know what gaps need to be closed up for next time.
The biggest cold air places are right around the window.
With an infrared camera, Colorado School of Mines professor Paulo Tavares showed us how blinds and drapes can keep cold air out, particularly if you have a drafty window.
Where you have a window that is not well sealed in the corners at the bottom, when you can see light coming through, or you have a single pane that's basically just one glass, right? Those windows lose a lot of heat.
Keeping the drapes closed helps, but obviously doesn't fix the underlying issue. Tavares recommends a towel to block that draft till you can get some window caulk or upgrade to better windows. He also recommends replacing your furnace air filter to allow your heating system to work more efficiently. It'll add warmth and save you money. RTD's warning drivers and riders to be prepared for delays and slower travel times, especially if it's icy out there. RTD riders are being told to bundle up in case they're left outside waiting for buses or trains to arrive. And RTD asks people to sign up for service alerts to get the latest information. RTD plans to have staff on standby taking care of issues due to the cold that arise, and workers will be trying to keep equipment from icing up. That includes the overhead wires, track switches, and train doors. We will continue to have team coverage throughout the weekend of the Arctic cold, and you are welcome to follow along streaming on 9 News Plus, free to download on your TV. A 24-year-old woman has died of head injuries she got in a skiing accident at Powderhorn Mountain Resort on Christmas Eve. It's Mesa County. Jessie Mello was home visiting family for the holiday when she was skiing Powderhorn. The ski area says patrollers on the mountain got a report about a possible injury on an intermediate level trail that day. She went to the hospital. Mesa County coroner says she was hospitalized for a few days before she died on January 5th. The suspect in 2 killings on the 16th Street Mall once said that he heard voices while he was in the state prison system. Elijah Caudle was formally charged today with stabbing 2 people to death in downtown Denver. Before that, the 24-year-old had been arrested at least 10 times, had been spent much of the past 2 years in jail and prison. According to records obtained by 9 News Investigates, he said in 2023 and in 2024 that he was hearing voices. He also said at one point he was not taking his medication and that he did not want to get out of jail. 9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says the criminal justice system has long struggled to help defendants who have those mental health issues.
Multiple red flags all along the course of this young man's entry into adulthood. Unfortunately, the system may not be able to deal with those until something like this happens.
This afternoon, the family of one of the stabbing victims, Nicholas Burkett, put together a small memorial downtown to honor him.
He meant a lot to us. He was important. He wasn't just a throwaway person. And
he was loved by a lot of people.
And I guarantee you every single person out here on these streets has somebody that loves and cares about them and wishes that they could take the right steps.
As of tonight, investigators haven't said anything about a motive as to why Caudle allegedly went on that stabbing spree. Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump has picked Matt Lohmeyer to be Air Force Undersecretary. Lohmeyer was once stripped of his command here in Colorado. He graduated from the U.S. Air Force Academy, became a fighter pilot and a Space Force squadron commander, but the lieutenant colonel was demoted at Buckley Space Force Base in 2021. Lohmeyer had published and was promoting a book suggesting that the military is pushing Marxism and that the military's diversity and inclusion training creates conflict.